Hello and welcome to Arcade Couch, best place to chill with friends and get your game goodness each and every Monday. My name's Dylan Blight, and joining me on the couch this week, Ashley's twitching hobbly.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here. I'm not going to make the joke that I've wanted to make.
No, you got it now because I'm called out. You've twitching hobbly. So
hey Dylan, excited to be here, and I don't know if I had a chance to have my resurrected mother appear before me as a corpse. I don't know. I think after she died, I think I would. You know.
Also, here, Kira Marchant.
This is like Skin Suit Telltale all over again, guys. Like, what the actual fuck?
But she would be in high definition, do you know?
With Astrobot involved now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What up, KV? Fucking hell. All right, this week on the show, we're not talking about Metal Gear Solid Delta because none of us have played it, and I don't think any of us plan to play it. Is that a fair assessment to make?
Fair.
I think that's fair. I'm not playing. Yeah.
It's not a priority.
It's not a priority, that's for sure. So many other things to play that came out in the year 2025. We'll just talk about Gamescom. Of course, that happened. Talk about a game that got a release date finally this week, and Kirby Air Riders got a direct. And then I've touched about halfway through Mafia, the old country. So give my impressions on that as well. Let's start with Big Jeff's middle showcase, I guess. If we got Summer Game Fest, then this, and then Game Awards, of course, as his main show. Anyone else other than myself partake in the proper full show, or just watch some trailers and catch up later?
Yes, I watched it in its entirety.
I assume Karen just dabbled.
Bits and pieces, yeah.
I got up at stupid o'clock to watch it at 3 a.m., which was lovely. And by that, I mean by the time it reached 6:30 and I was leaving work that night, I was loopy. It was, I think it was this on Monday or was it? I can't remember what day it was.
It was on Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Morning.
So it was like, yep. So third day of our weekest stock take, and yeah. Anyway, all right. So overall thoughts, Ash, I guess, is the first thing. We also went back and watched the show in its entirety this year.
It was a Gamescom show.
Yep.
It was solid.
Yep.
That's about it, you know?
Yep, no, I agree.
Kyle Bossman's pre-show was better, maybe the best bit.
Yeah.
But at least we got that Silksong release date.
Not there.
Not there. Yeah. Put a pin in Silksong, but that is how the show started. Of course, Jeff came out and said, hey, attendees will be able to check out the demo for the game on the show floor. Presumably, this is the same demo that's going to be at Acme from 2 weeks from now, I think, roughly. But yeah, they announced that there would be a Jeff very was nonchalant about there's a special announcement stream coming on Friday, blah blah blah. Anyway, moving on. So anyway, no, let's just integrate it here. That makes more sense.
So of course, money.
Yeah. Well, that's the interesting thing. So of course, the stream happened Friday, 12:30 a.m. here in Australia. Popped on the official Team Cherry YouTube channel. They released a brand new trailer for Hollow Knight Silksong, which at the very end finally debuted the release date of September 4th. So 2 questions. A, Ash, do you think it's interesting that they chose to do it themselves rather than potentially, because I'm sure they could have got money from someone if they promised a debut at someone's showcase or something, be that Xbox, Nintendo, whoever. I'm sure this is a big enough game that you could have got something there, but they chose to keep it to themselves. And then I guess, how do you feel about the couple weeks away release date?
Part of me just thinks it's very funny because all these like Nintendo and Microsoft and probably Jeff have all been courting them and like, we'll just do our own thing. We'll just chuck a trailer out, by ourselves, I'm sure somebody's going to be very interested in this game that's coming out. I don't know. Maybe that's their attitude. They just don't realize how they're not online and don't realize how devoted fans are to this finally getting released. I think it being so soon was surprising, but also kind of not, because it's like it's been so long. I don't think they would have said something until it was like about to drop. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know. Me and Kieran talked last week. It's like maybe they just shadow drop it this week. It's like Kieran very much poo-pooed that idea, but it's pretty close to what they're doing.
No.
Couple weeks. It's still like
is it
they're
almost
saying we don't need marketing material. Like we're just releasing in a couple weeks. We don't need a build up. The build up's already there.
It's either like metal as fuck and they're awesome, or it's slightly worrying.
No, I don't think there's any worrying. Bloomberg had a big article, Jason Schreier, where he finally talked to the devs and pretty much like went into those major questions of why 6 years, why secrecy, all these sorts of things. And they were like, well, we're just a couple of dudes and we kept wanting to work on it, but also didn't want to like burn ourselves out. And we kept like adding stuff and wanted to make it better. So we just kept tweaking it at like a slow, normal pace because we didn't want to kill ourselves. And that's all there is to it. Like, yeah. So, which, good for them. I'd say. So, I don't know, Kieran, any other thoughts on it? Or?
I think it's good. It always makes me go, because I've got Hollow Knight and I've started it on my Steam Deck, but I'm like, do I quickly rush back and play some more of that? Do I just play this and fuck around and find out? Like, yeah.
Fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Fuck around and find out. This is Game Pass, I think, right?
Yeah, I just checked. It says it's coming to Game Pass in 11 days, 5 hours, 26 minutes.
Right.
If you want to know when we're recording this.
Yeah. I mean, keen to one of the most and constantly, as we joked about here for pretty much all of this year, every time there was a major showcase, every Nintendo stream, especially Silksong, everyone in the chat, all Summer Game Fest, it was just people in the chat streaming about Silksong. I really want to know, I would love to know the week one numbers of this. But it'll be really hard because obviously it's multi-platforms and not all those platforms share the numbers and stuff like that. But I would love to know if the purchase rate for this game matches the conceived hype, or was it just all the meme was too big, Find out.
I will say the trailer looked very pretty, very good.
Yeah.
All the information they released about it. How many different bosses and creatures you need to fight?
Over 40 bosses, 200 new enemies in the game. They also talked about upcoming DLC already, so plans for them to start developing DLC. So cool. On your Australia is what I say. Yep. All right. Where the fuck am I?
Well, I was about also. Do you reckon? Obviously part of PAX this year, the Australian Game Developer Awards. Sneak it in so they can win the award straight away.
Well, the thing is,
are they going to be eligible? I don't know.
I think they are eligible, but the Australian Game Developer Awards, and this is part of the criticism that has, is you have to submit your game.
Just
yourself.
Submit yourself. Yeah,
you have to submit yourself. Not that it costs money, but you have to submit yourself. And from my understanding of the rules, Hollow Knight would be eligible. They could have submitted it prior to the cutoff date and said that we know that we plan to release the game by this date, blah blah blah, and they could have sent a demo or whatever for people to check out, etc. Whether or not they've done that, time will tell. They haven't actually announced the nominees for that either yet, which I believe is supposed to be happening maybe this week. I think something like that. So release soon. So find out. All right, continuing on through Gamescom. So then we got our first thing was Call of Duty Black Ops 7 got a campaign mostly focused trailer. Release date was announced. It's coming out November 14th. They then talked about the craziest words to hear when talking about Call of Duty, which was in the end game, like it's a fucking MMO or something. But they said you can basically play through the entire campaign if you wish in up to 4-player co-op. And then when you reach the end of the campaign, there's an end game now where you can partake in these, I don't know, just seems like big open scale missions and I don't know, stuff. Keep playing with your friends is basically the incentive, I guess. I mean, the story looks cool. Looks very trippy and whatever else. Like that very more Black Opsy. Black Ops does weird shit, so I'm keeping in line with that. Anyone have any thoughts on this year's Call of Duty entry?
I feel like it's almost trying too hard in some ways, right? Like it just, in some ways, feels overproduced. I don't know if that actually makes sense to anybody else, but it just feels.
I mean, it was
like
very produced. Yeah.
it just feels like it's trying too much to be something that Call of Duty's never been.
That wild, or like, I mean, it has. I don't know, but it's not consistently. But
I feel like it's trying to be narratively have, I don't want to say depth, but like to be something more than just your. Like it hasn't been that since the original Black Ops, realistically. So probably saying it's never been that is probably a little harsh. But you know, it feels like it's been a very long time since it's actually been important for the single player in the zeitgeist, in the view of the community, for the narrative to be an important part of the game.
yeah, I don't know. Depends. I guess I don't know what the Call of Duty fan base consider a good story or not. I'm not sure. I think what world people love the quote unquote story of the Modern Warfare games. So I'm like, they didn't have good story. You're just they had good memorable campaign missions, but like, what was the story? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, I did also find it interesting that I can't remember if we talked about this before, but the fact that they've gone to naming it 7, because of course the last couple entries were subtitled entries, you know, Call of Duty Cold War or Call of Duty whatever the one before that was. So yeah, now they're like, no, 7. Okay. We then got a Lords of the Fallen 2 announcement trailer. So here's another Souls-like if you're into that. Then some anime news. Sekiro No Defeat is a Crunchyroll exclusive anime based on the Sekiro video game. You weebs, Kieran, want to watch this?
Not particularly. Like I looked at the trailer. It's not something that immediately stood out to me or immediately pulled me in to immediately grab it and sit down with it. Like I think sadly at the moment there's too much good anime going on. This current season of anime is really strong. So to see another anime pop up, it's not like it's in a bit of a drought for quality anime. So it's not like I'm like dying for something new.
Well, I don't know when this comes out. This might come out next year probably. So
I mean, the real question is: are you going to watch it? You know, are you going to want to watch?
No,
like,
I reckon
one
if I watch it,
and
it'll
then,
make me punch a hole
it'll
in my
be,
TV
like,
out of
too
frustration.
difficult to
Are you going to write an article about it?
Yeah, I'm going to write an article about
delete.
how difficult it was to log into Crunchyroll and watch this episode. Like how hard that was, and we should make that more accessible. Is all I'm saying. You know. Thank you for the bit. Thank you.
No problem.
New game announced: Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. It's coming in 2026. Features a bunch of everything you would know and love, all different types of Batmobiles, all different types of Bat villains, all sorts of references to different Batman movies, TV shows, video games, what have you. Seems to be open world. They've got a combat system that's actually Arkhamish, where it's like you're countering and very visceral and stuff. Looks good. I mean, it's a Lego game. It looks fun. Looks like a good time. I'm keen. Ash, keen for this?
I mean, I had not watched Gamescom. I just flicked through your article, and like this was the thing that caught my eye. Like,
yeah,
that sounds very cool. I need to watch the show so I can find out about it. And yeah, everything sounds really cool. The trailer's really well put together. The voicing and like obviously jokes on the Batman legacy and history. It's just going to be interesting to see how it all ties together, because you know they're pulling from a lot of different strands and places and references.
Strands.
Fuck it.
And Matt Berry's Bane. So you know what else?
Matt Berry is Bane. That's good. You know where Bane comes from? New York City.
I don't think he does.
No, he doesn't. I just wanted. Yeah, shut up.
They embrace the darkness.
Yeah, embrace the dark. You were born, and I was molded by it. Vampire werewolf. Karen, you don't really play Lego games, but would you be keen for this?
I suppose.
Oh,
I don't know. It's not really It's not like it's new that Batman is a Lego game. Like it's been a permanent staple of the Lego.
They haven't made one
franchise.
for a while.
It's been a while, but it's just
No.
Fair enough.
It's interesting. This definitely feels like a single player game as well. Would be the other thing, like compared to their bread and butter multiplayer co-op kind of stuff.
Don't know how that'll work. Then got Warhammer 40k Dawn of War 4, got an announcement trailer, 70 campaign missions and 4 playable factions in this one. Monster Hunter Wild is crossing over for Final Fantasy 14 online. So you're going to be able to ride chocobos in one game and meet monsters and ride whatever the creatures are in Monster Hunter and Final Fantasy now. This does feel like I saw someone post, I can't remember who it was, like the subscriber base is down for like break glass for collaboration button sort of sort of reaction that sort of happened here. The fact they dragged Yoshi P and the other dude whatever out on stage to talk about this for what seemed like 10-15 minutes, I was like, good lord, it's just a little bit of a collaboration, let's just relax. Chill. Onimusha Way of the Sword got a new trailer. I have no idea if it's the main villain. It seemed like it was the main villain to me, but this trailer focused on one particular character. Game continues to look intriguing as someone who's never played any of the Onimusha games before. Then we got a trailer for Arknights Enfield, some fucking free-to-play RPG that I'll never touch. Europa Universal's 5 got a pre-purchase trailer. That was exciting. Voidbreaker got a trailer that's out now. I do want to check that out soon, hopefully this week. Daemon X Machina got a demo announcement trailer. Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion. Yep, cool. Anyway, sequel to that game. It's demo out now on all platforms. Enjoy that. Then we got to Fallout Season 2. So we had some of the cast and the producers of the show come out on stage, debut the first official Season 2 trailer. I can't remember. Have you watched? You haven't watched it, have you, Kieran? Fallout Season 1.
No.
To me.
Oh, I started to, and then I haven't watched the rest of it.
Too busy playing
Overwatch.
Depending on the time of the month, Overwatch or
Marvel Rivals or something.
Marvel Rivals, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, just watching anime, when I sit down and watch stuff.
Ash, what do you think?
Yeah, looks good. Obviously, I also didn't finish the first season.
What the fuck is wrong with both of you? What the hell are you doing? Stop jerking off in a corner and finish this goddamn show.
All right, fucking hell. Ella Pinnell's really pretty.
That's not something you say after I say stop jerking off in the corner.
No, I mean, looks really great. Obviously, I think this will hit harder if you're a New Vegas fan, because obviously that's where they're going. Yeah. And just everything they talked about delving more into the Walter Goggins character backstory. All looks very interesting and more into the origins of the actual Fallout.
Well, yeah, this one looks interesting because spoilers, but fuck yous. Obviously the first season ends with Ella Pennell's character finally tracking down her dad and discovering basically he's the bad guy. So he then runs off to in the final shot of the first season, you see in the distance like heading off to Vegas. So that's where they're going to be headed this season. She's teaming up with the Ghoul character they were at odds, those two characters, but have now discovered they actually share the same enemy, which is in fact her dad, because he's the one who's part of the group that basically did the Fallout shelters and potentially partake in ending the world. Him and some other characters we meet in the first season, it's more or less, like you said, they cryo-froze themselves to that's how they get from the past to the future sort of thing. That's how Kyle Lachlan's character and stuff like that.
So Justin Theroux's character, probably.
Hey?
Justin Theroux's character.
Presumably
in the trailer,
cryo-frozen as well. I believe he's supposed to be a character from the game. I'm not sure who he's, but they talked about him on stage like that was a character from New Vegas or something like that.
It's unlucky that they're not going to be able to get like Matt Perry involved.
Matt Perry?
Matthew Perry?
Matthew Perry? Was he someone who voiced someone?
Yeah, he's Mr. House in Fallout New Vegas.
Well, that's who they're probably talking about.
That's maybe who they're talking about then. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Matthew Perry in the original game.
Okay. There you And then the other dude, actually I can't remember, but the Fallout,
The Brotherhood Steel dude.
Brotherhood Steel dude, who went through the whole first season and he was sort of on his side, because it seemed like he was sort of the underdog and pushing the scenario and whatever else, and then he partakes in a horrible, I don't know, murder, genocide. I don't know. Basically, by the end of the first season, I was like, "Fuck this guy." So we'll see how that goes in the coming season. So.
Also, Deathclaw season 2.
Yeah, Deathclaw in the second season. So that'll be exciting. I do like, again, her delivery. Ella Penel's like delivery as playing like the vault dwellers and just the naivety of turning to the ghoul and being like, in these situations, I turn to you for, and he just starts running. Good bit. Then got to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, the Order of the Giants DLC trailer. This one, actually, I thought it got a release date, and I forgot to write it in here. Have I? Or am I fucking dreaming? No,
it says released on September 4th.
September 4th. My fucking. My bad. I can't read properly. And then they teased that the game's coming to Nintendo Switch too. So cool. Deadpool VR got a new trailer. They announced that John Leguizamo is voicing Mojo in the game.
Yes.
So it's coming out November 18th for MetaQuest 3/3S owners. If you would like to step into the shoes as Neil Patrick Harris Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering how this game will do. I'm not loving
as well as any other VR game.
Well, yeah. Surely you would hope something like this would do better than every other VR game. World Tanks 2.0 got a trailer, cinematic trailer. That's out September 1st if you are into World Tanks. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando got a trailer set to come out 2026. Death by Scrolling got an announcement trailer. This was pretty cool. This is new Ron Gilbert video game. It is a roguelike. You pick a character basically. Death is chasing you from the bottom of the screen, as is other stuff. And I mean, you just got to move up, attack enemies, pick up power-ups, level up.
Like gold.
Collect gold, keep going. Your cup of tea, Ash, I presume?
Oh, yeah, this looks really cool. And, I think automatically got, Vampire Survivor vibes. Just because maybe the art style, even though this looks way better than Vampire Survivor. So
yeah, this looks a bit more expensive than Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, maybe a couple more generations ahead of Vampire Survivor. So. Yeah, looks really intriguing. Ron Gilbert doing something very different to what people are probably best known him for. So, very cool.
We then got the first proper trailer for Zero Parades, which is Zarum or Zayum, however we're saying it's follow-up to Disco Elysium. I will say, and I do think the reaction online from most people shows you this, is we went from a world where it was Disco Elysium was this, well loved by everyone. Like everyone can't wait to see what happens at the studio.
Hit,
yeah, but now because of what, none of the people
at the studio.
Yeah, it's like people it's like the new game from Disco Elysium. It's like, but none of the people that made that one are there anymore. They all
this
got
is the Suicide Squad to Disco Elysium's Arkham series.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like the heads of the company. I mean, just go watch that. If you don't know anything, who was it? Was it Danny O'Dwyer? I think did the doco on this. I think
could
he
be.
Did. I think it was Danny O'Dwyer doc. So
it seems pretty likely.
Then got NTA Never Too Endless, which is a fucking, I don't know, some other anime game. And Unbeatable, which is an anime game, but a proper video game. This looks cool. Very stylish game. Comes out November 6th. Finally got a release date. This trailer this game has had so many trailers. I saw this in, I think, 2 or 3 of the
showcases,
Summer Game Fest showcases. But yeah, it's a music rhythm game with narrative.
The demo is really great.
Visual novels. It looks great. I'm keen to check it out. Then we got Claire Obscure Expedition 33 got a musical performance that was very cool to watch. I thought. Appreciate that it's got its little moment to shine. I guess on stage with Europe. You know what I mean? It's the sort of home countries. Well, not their home country, but home continent. I guess.
Yes, as Jeff pointed out at the start of the show.
Yeah.
Claro Obscura is from here in Europe.
In Europe, yeah. The small area of Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's only like a small amount of people there. Yeah.
Mhm.
Ninja Gaiden 4 got a new trailer. Continues to look like Ninja Gaiden 4. Cinder got a trailer. This is a MMO tactical shooter. So cool. This I feel like this is a segment of paid for the show games. And then Time Takers, which is a third person multiplayer shooter, where the background story for this one is like characters are pulled from all different timelines, and you've got people from like I don't know, samurais and futuristic people, and what they're all having an arena fight together. Good for them. You got something to say about that one, or just
no? I don't, because I've learnt my lesson.
Yep, cool. Thank you. Then we Silent Hill F got a new trailer. Showcased the English voice acting for the first time. Of course, this game is out in September. Keen for this one. Continues to look very creepy and cool. Silent Hill F. So, and by all accounts, everyone that did preview coverage said it was continuing to look cool. So, I'll be honest, not big. I've barely played any Silent Hill games. Silent Hill's not something that like a franchise I can say I know fuck all about to be real. But this one looks cool. I think also like setting it outside of the Silent Hill, like the main area that all the games take place in America, and like having it be in a different setting sort of helps me go like better entry point or something. I don't know.
And also, you feel sorry almost in some ways for Silent Hill because it had so much potential when the PT demo came out. It was such a big thing.
Mm.
And then everything between Konami and Hideo Kojima happened. And then Hideo took his Norman Reedus and went and played with him in his own studio and made Death Stranding.
Yeah. And Guillermo del Toro, who was I think going to be a co-writer on
they were he was going to be involved in in the actual Silent Hill as well.
It is funny though, if you think about it, alternative universe where like that doesn't happen, and Kojima releases his Silent Hill game, and how big that IP probably would be have blown up post that. Yeah. Wild. Then we got a trailer for the Divine Comedy. New Dante's Inferno game, basically, is what we got here. Which looked cool. I like the art style. I thought it looked intriguing. I mean, I didn't mind the PS3 game, Dante's Inferno. So, this looks a lot different to that, but by all means, let's travel down all the circles of hell. Let's do that again. Have a good time. Probably not Ash's cup of tea, because if done right, probably have a lot of fucked up shit in it, hopefully. But you'd pay it at PAX if it was behind closed doors.
Yeah. Exclusivity is the important feature.
Yeah. Chronos: The New Dawn got a trailer, included being introduced by having a dude in a suit on stage, so cool. Comes out September 5th. Outer Worlds 2 got a new gameplay trailer, which was introduced by the head of sequels. So good title to have for at the
Ben
studio
Schwartz
there.
getting keeps to work.
Yeah, Ben Schwartz needs to work. You know what I mean? Between Sonic movies, what the fuck is he doing? So, and also I liked in the trailer that they go over all the companions and made sure to just point out trailer. They're like, and no, you can't sleep with them. It's like, just get that question out of the way. Before everyone's like, can you fuck the companions? Then we got a 7 Deadly Sins Origin trailer. The release date for Moonlight 2, The Endless Vault, which is coming out October 23rd in early access. And then surprisingly, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 still continues.
It's a real game.
Still persists. It's supposedly out soon now. It's coming out October 21st. I do think the funniest thing to me, well, not fun, I don't know if it's funny. It's sort of funny. It's just, I need to know more about the backstory to this game, because it's now switched publishers. So Chinese Realms now publishing it. Did they have to do much? Did they just kick them up now? I would love to know more about what. The saddest thing about this is I've always been intrigued by this game ever since that first trailer. I'm still sort of keen for it, but by everything that's happening, I should know it's probably going to be a mess. But I mean, I'm keen. Kieran, are you keen for this at all? I mean,
I actually am. It's one of these that I was probably more keen when it was originally kind of looking to come out many years ago. But it's still something I'm interested in. In so many ways, the original Vampire, the Masquerade, did so many things in gaming that is now just the normal standard part. Like there was so much to do with backgrounds for characters, which clan you were a part of. It changed the way you play the game in a way that's now normal that wasn't normal back in the day. So to see it kind of attempt to recapture that now would be interesting, to say the least.
Then got a trailer for Enshroud. It's getting its update 7th. Age of Empires 4 Anniversary Edition is coming to PlayStation 5. So that's, that train continues. Just some games where the idea of playing them, like ones that I just don't so deeply associate to Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they're on PlayStation, it just still feels weird. But anyway. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 got a DLC trailer for Legacy of the Forge. Comes out September 9th. Cult of the Lamb announced a DLC that's coming out next year. It's called Woolhaven. In this one, you're heading to a new region where a god summons the lamb, and you got to fight more things. Ash came for this.
For Cult, yeah. I mean, this is like maybe the point where I'll go back and do a new run of the game with all the new added features I've added to it since we first platinumed the game back at launch. I haven't picked it up since, so
it was like what, 2 years ago? 3 years ago? 3 years ago, maybe. Yeah, it's been a while.
So
been a while.
It's been a while.
They're doing a puppet show at PAX, by the way.
Ooh.
Not at PAX, sorry, to clarify. They're doing a puppet show during PAX. They're doing it at a church. It's about an hour away from PAX.
Okay.
So I think tickets are still available as of recording.
What are the odds it turns into a rave? Hi.
Yeah, well, that's what you got to be. World of Warcraft Midnight got a cinematic trailer. No idea what the fuck's going on, but it's typical World of Warcraft cinematic trailers where, I'm watching it going, this is fun. Don't know what's going on, but people are fun. Good for them. Casting spells. Looks cool. Project Spectrum was announced. This is a PvEVP baby tactical shooter. Creepy trailer, but yeah, I love when we just start adding PvEVP. Let's see. I mean, I guess it's this. It would be similar to Actually, I guess it would be similar to. Are all those like Predator and everything? Are they PvEVP? Is that what we're PvEVP? Player versus environment versus player. I'm trying to work out what it means.
It's PvPvE.
No, it's PV. This is PvEVP. Player versus environment versus player.
I feel like they've just got it the wrong way around then.
I just yes.
Unless they're trying to say that the player versus the environment is more of a focus than player versus player is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very confusing. Oh well. World of Tanks Heat got announced. So this is a hero shooter variation of World of Tanks. 10v10 battles. More information TBD, of course, but the hero shooter variation of that. So then Ghost of Yotai got a new trailer, Song of the Vengeance trailer. It's cool. Still continues to look like the game looks cool. The most exciting thing from this, though, was the confirmation that it will be getting a free Legends update that adds co-op to the game at the end of sorry, not at the end of, just in 2026. So there you go. More Legends. Then we got the final two things was Resident Evil Requiem got a gameplay trailer prologue scene thing. I don't know how I'm saying it. I believe this segment that showcased here was playable at Gamescom for people to check out. But yeah, looks cool, creepy. I guess the other thing is I'm not sure if we knew this already or I just was watching it going, oh, it's in first person still. Did we know that? I don't know. I remember we talked about with months and months back. I remember at some stage you, Kieran, brought up the whole like, will they go back to third person or will they continue the first person thing? But
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it just seemed it was an interesting choice of where they're going for it. Yeah, they've now made the commitment that it is first person, and we'll see how it plays out.
Okay, like it's switching to a new
100%.
protagonist, so we're getting away from the. Even though it's still first person, it's not like a straight continuation of Ethan.
My interesting thing is because they had the last two games they had the get out of jail free card of they had the get out of jail free card of why Ethan could go through so much punishment and take so much damage and like still be okay. I'm interested to see how they work around that sort of thing in this new one.
So I'll just Google it quickly. Apparently, you can switch between first person and third person.
Oh, that's cool. That's
apparently that was the thing that was announced. So there you go. All go. And then the final thing they announced was a teaser trailer, or basically an announcement trailer for a game that's starting development, which means it's years away at this stage. But Black Myth Zongqi. I'm not. Anyway, Game Science's follow-up to Black Myth Wukong, which reviewed and did very well and was a prominent fixture during Jeff's showcases. So I think that this is just the sign that that collaboration is going to continue, and we'll continue to see a lot of Black Myth in the coming years until it's released. So none of us played it, and I don't think there's any plans by any of us to play it. So
no, and you probably would have written an article about it if you had.
Yeah, too hard, too hard. Just don't do it. And then final news piece before we
wait.
What did I miss?
Because your article is just about what's in Gamescom, right? There are a couple of games I want to mention that were in the
Go for Gold
pre-show.
Yes.
One, there's a new Battlestar Galactica game called Scattered Hope, which is apparently a roguelike type game. So I'm hoping it's going to be something like FTL or something like that. Looks really cool. They're making a He-Man Master of the Universe beat 'em up game in the vein of your Shredder's Revenge or Cosmic Invasion. That was Cosmic Invasion. That looks very pretty. They released a new trailer for Absolium, which is like a new roguelike beat 'em up, in which they showcased you playing as a frog wizard. So I'm here for that. And then the biggest announcement for the pre-show. I don't know if you guys saw this. They announced a new Busby game.
I did say that, yes. I didn't know you was a big fan. Sorry.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know you were really.
But Busby's just one of those names that is from my childhood. It's like a game that was there.
The fact that Busby was part of your childhood really says a lot about your childhood, Ashley.
This is back when there was a boy on a bicycle every morning front papers going, "Good morning, lads. Morning, top of the morning to you."
Mum, can I have Banjo Kazooie? No, son, you can have Busby.
Yeah.
Well, they bring everybody else back. It's finally time for Busby to get his moment,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Why can't they bring Conker back?
They did, didn't they?
Not recently.
Didn't they do a sequel like 6 years ago?
Because Microsoft don't like making money.
Yeah, it's true. They don't.
Fair.
They actually hate money.
Fair. They do.
Yeah.
I've heard that. Ash, walk us through it because I actually haven't got around to watching it, but we got a 45-minute Kirby Air Riders Direct, which from everything and all my accounts, I've seen people talk about it, but it just seemed like it was Kazurai just doing a Mario Kart.
He was doing a Smash
Kirby.
Brothers Direct?
Yeah, Smash Brothers Direct, but yeah, Kirby.
He was doing a Smash Brothers Direct for Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what he did. He talked about every single minute detail about the game and all the little features and how everybody's slightly different, and then did slight play demos. So this is clearly a game that I know nothing about. I don't think any of us know a great deal about.
When it was announced, I Googled it and I was like, oh, that was a game.
It was a game a long time ago. As even Sakurai's like, hey, isn't this just Mario Kart? Yep, it's just Mario Kart. So, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit different just in the control scheme. There is like, not a accelerate button. There's a boost button, so you can like boost, but you're not going to be. And then you could also move like vertically as well as like around the track. You know, other than that, there's a lot of technical stuff that was just kind of going on my head. A lot about characters' weights and all that kind of stuff. I think the main difference between this and Mario Kart is there is a like they call it a city mode where you go around a city collecting power ups and then or increase stats for your vehicle that you then use in the next competition, whether it be a race, a battle, like mini games and that kind of stuff. That seems like where the bulk of the gameplay will be for most people. But then you've also got your basic racing kind of stuff as well. So I think this showcase definitely showed why it's different to Mario Kart and why it maybe justified to me at least that why these are being released so soon together.
Do you know what the big difference to Mario Kart's going to be?
What?
These karts are going to stay on the track.
Yeah, there's no boosting and the skidding, like sliding and
I mean, aren't they
rail
already
jumping
in there,
and
they're already in the air. But there's the thing: Mario Kart. You look at the like people who are good at Mario Kart now with Mario Kart World. They don't touch the track. They just like boost off other things and like fucking stay in the air pretty much.
I say that, but the way he was talking about it, I think there's still going to be that same level of there's going to be that same level between normal people who play Smash Brothers and like the elite people who play Smash Brothers. Do you know what I mean? So there's still going to be that gap between people who really put effort in and people who just want to play the game for fun. But yeah, I mean, visually it looks really good. You know, yeah. They're clearly positioning it as like one of the big pushes for the end of the year. So, but yeah, it was a lengthy discussion.
Yeah, fuck
you know?
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like, you know, I was when they came to me with the idea, I was still in the middle of making DLC for Smash Brothers Ultimate. So I just quickly put together some page. Like, why do you want to do this? You know, the classic Sakurai humor.
Classic.
Ah, yes, Sakurai humor.
He's very funny.
All right. Finally, I think I'm about halfway through. Roughly about halfway through Mafia, the Old Country. So some impressions on that. I guess for people not in the know, Mafia, the Old Country, the fourth game in the series, does take things back to similar to Mafia 1 and Mafia 2, where although there is between objectives and sometimes between chapters, you could break from your current objective and go for a drive around the Sicilian countryside if you so wish. And there might be some secrets to be found or whatnot. It's not really an open world game. And for the most part, the open world, similar to Mafia 1 and Mafia 2, it exists solely as it's a thing that's there for you to be doing between missions, but the game does move forward in a clear, distinct, like chapter-based focus. It's not that you never start a chapter and have to like drive to so-and-so to pick up a mission from Uncle Bob, Jimmy, you know, like it's not Grand Theft Auto. It's a very single player focused, story-driven narrative game. So very different coming off Mafia 3. There is a little bit, I would love to know how many discussions were had around that because it to some degree, this style of game does feel dated. And obviously an open world game does feel more modern because that's what most games are. So I'd love to have known what the discussion was at Hangar 13 after the Mafia 3, which I like Mafia 3, but it was definitely more critically maligned, underperformed, and users were a lot mixed on it. But that was for a number of different reasons, I think. Nonetheless, so instead of going continuing, because that was set during the 70s, 60s, 70s, I think, is where it sort of
Something like
ends. Yeah. Instead of going to like 80s, 90s or something like that and continuing down the train in Empire City, they've decided to go all the way back to the start. So in this game, you play as Enzo, who at the start of the game is working in he's not working actually. He's a fucking, at least as far as I'm aware, I haven't found out, or maybe I missed it and wasn't paying enough attention, but he's done something. He's basically been put to work in this mine by this group because
I believe his parents sold him into slavery, pretty much.
Right. Okay. I may have missed that or not have found that out yet. I don't know. But yeah. Okay. So he's a slave at the start of the game. He's doing this thing. He escapes early in the game, or you do a few missions and whatever, introduces his friend, loses his friend. He then escapes. Right when you think he's about to die because the people catch up to him, in comes I can't remember his name actually. I wonder if I can find it. Yeah, I found it quick actually. Yeah, the Don Ruggero Spadaro. He comes in and basically saves the day and says, "You motherfucker." He doesn't say it like this. He says it. I'll tell you what. The dude is acting as
Don Teresi.
Oh, Don Teresi. There we go. I was reading the wrong one then. Don Teresi. That actually makes that sounds better.
It sounds right.
So that does sound right. Don Teresi comes in, and the dude playing this motherfucker is like, he's doing his best, like Godfather thing, very deep, he's doing the you come on to my side of the turf on my daughter's wedding day, that sort of thing. So so he basically saves him, and Enzo's then put to work. We sort of jump ahead a bit of time, and we do that for our different missions. But he's basically across the course of the game so far, it's him working up through the Teresi crime family in the early 1900s sort of thing. I will say I'm enjoying the game. It has a lot of glaring issues, which I do think just come down to the decision to design a game that is meant to be a bit more like the ones that people liked, but those are old, and this continues a lot of the same sort of stuff. I'm really enjoying the characters the most. I think the narrative is fine. It's very stereotypical, especially for the genre. Like, if you've watched enough Mafia movies or TV shows or what have you, you'll probably be able to guess most of the beats, and a lot of the stereotypical people are here. I mean, you have Enzo quickly gets this mentor and an older dude who takes him under his wing at the start, and you find out that he was once similar to Enzo, and he's basically like the right hand man to the Don now, sort of thing. So you meet that dude. Then you have the fucking wise ass cousin who treats Enzo like shit when he first gets there, but then they after time they're now BFFs after each other, start looking after each other and have each other's back, sort of thing. Then you've got the love interest. Now, of course, the love interest is the Don's daughter, and they can't be together for multiple reasons, but beautiful girl, got to be with her, can't fucking not do that, sort of. So I'm enjoying all the characters and the general what's happening between them. I think they're all acted. The performances are all fantastic. I think everyone is probably the standout. The narrative, you're just like, I'm sort of we're hitting the core beats here. Gameplay wise, it's fine. But this is the biggest problem so far. It is just like the most. It's the most like PS3 throwback era third person action game, for better or worse. For some people, maybe that's like, fuck yes, that's what I want. I want take my hand on a journey, give me basic gameplay elements, nothing crazy. What are we doing here? We're doing cover-based shooting. How many weapons do we have? We can hold 2 at a time, nothing crazy. Like what do we got? We got a marksman rifle and a pistol. Yeah, let's go. Like there's not a lot of meat on the gameplay bone here, but it is pretty. The amount of detail that they've gone into things, like the game a lot of the time does this thing again, love it or hate it, but sometimes you'll walk into a room or somewhere and characters are talking, and the developer does that whole thing where they're like, no, you can no longer run, we're gonna put you on walk only mode, and you can tell they're doing it because they're like, look how fucking intricately created this room is. Look at the amount of detail we've got on this. You know, then you get into a car for the first time, they're like, you can't skip this car driving part. Listen to the fucking engines. We recorded these with real fucking vehicles. Did you watch that YouTube video we put out a month before release about how we recorded the fucking sounds of the cars? That's right, motherfucker. They sound good. And I'm like, you know, they do sound good, but it's a long drive. I would like, I don't know if I need to, but anyway. Yeah. So overall, I'm having a good time, but it does have a lot of has a lot of caveats, I think. So anyone else keen on this at all? I mean, we've been talked about a bit over the last year, I think.
I've put about 4 hours into it. So
I didn't even know you got it. There you go.
no, I picked it up, had a couple of play sessions.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to compare it to something like Red Dead Redemption because it's probably around the same era. But obviously, the world just kind of feels empty because it's not designed to be.
I think that's also a good comparison
Yeah.
because it does. It feels more Western than Mafia because of the time period. Quite often,
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, the characters and the basic narrative is what's keeping me interested. And I feel like from looking over a lot of the reviews, it's like that's the selling point to a lot of people, and or where people's opinions on the game split. It's like, were you invested in the story, or were you in the characters, or were you not? And then that inclined whether you like the game or not. So, but yeah, there's a lot of travel that's because the world is empty, it just feels kind of unnecessary.
You're just there listening to conversations.
It's amazing to hear this because these are things that it felt like with when they remade the original Mafia. Like, these are all the same things. There was open world driving, but there wasn't anything to do in the open world. You would just drive from place to place.
Yeah, it's the same. Mafia 2, 1, 2, and this are all the same.
Yeah.
The open world is solely just it's there. It's
People really like that the Mafia remaster, whatever. So, it also makes sense that they would just try to do the same thing again.
Because Mafia 3 was the proper open world. It was here's all these side quests. Here's these random enemy encampments that you can take down. You know what I mean? Like, it was the full thing. And now that they were like, nope, we went too far. Roll the Maybach sort of thing. Yeah. Have you been loving? Yeah. Now that you've played it, do you reckon that motherfucker, that Don? He sounds so. Don't you think he sounds so?
He's doing his best to be as close to Marlon Brando as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting world so far.
Have you done the mission where everyone goes and gets drunk?
I have. I'm up to the mission where they get the car for the first time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I found. I guess just I think that part where they all get drunk would be like a good example of the gameplay wise or whatever. We're not doing a lot narratively at the time. Not a lot going on. That's super interesting to me. However, listening to them all banter with one another in the car when they're wasted, very funny to me. So yeah. Also, it's like fucking dude standing on the bridge or whatever. It's like, get down from there, you fucking idiot. So I was like, I think sort of that was the moment where I was like, you know what? I'm having fun with these characters. I don't. It's just, whereas not what I'm doing is exciting, but these characters they're funny. So, all right, that'll do it for this week's episode of Arcade Couch. Of course, let's stay comments, questions, concerns about anything we discussed this week over on our socials at ExplosionPod, at ExplosionNetwork.com, all those places and things and exciting times to be. We're about a month and a couple of weeks out from PAX, so that's exciting. Have to start working towards that. Looking forward to that. Going to be a good time. Until next week, don't forget. I don't remember what I'm saying. Anyway, goodbye.
It's almost as bad as Ashley's last.
Yeah, it was bad, Ashley. You know what the difference is? I'm not going to edit it. I'm just going to fucking roll the punches.
I didn't